Welcome. This is a representation of cell biology. This is your cell. We have millions and millions and millions of cells found at the cellular level within the human body. Examples of cells that are found within your body will be your hair cells, your bone cells, your red blood cells, your white blood cells, your bone cells, your skin cells. You have heart cells. So we have millions and millions and millions of cells found within our bodies, okay? So today's video is going to show you the model of the cell and bring to your attention all of the organelles that are found within the cell, okay? So let's start with the cell. So you can see that there's a boundary here, a boundary. This is called the cell membrane, or also called the plasma membrane. This is what's going to protect the contents inside the cell, which are called intracellular contents, from what's on the outside of the cell, which is extracellular. So the cell membrane or plasma membrane is going to create a boundary and protect the contents inside of the cell. This big blue structure here, is called the nucleus. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. That is where we're going to house our genetic material, the DNA. The DNA is represented by the little fuzzy yarn, the burgundy structures that you see here. That is your genetic material that makes you who you are. That gives you your physical appearance. That gives you your gene makeup, your genetic makeup. That gives you brown eyes. That's your genetic material. And it is housed within the nucleus of the cell. Because of that, your genetic DNA is the blueprint, okay? So it is the nucleus is considered the control center of the cell because it houses your genetic blueprint, okay? The little gray structures that you see on the inside of the nucleus are going to be nucleoli or nucleolus for singular. And their function is to produce our ribosomes, okay? And I'm going to show you what our ribosomes are a little later. You can see that the nucleus is also a membrane-bound organelle. It has a membrane as well. And you can see that there's openings called nuclear pores inside of the membrane where things are going to enter and exit the nucleus, okay? So that is the control center of the cell. So now let's talk about our ribosomes, okay? And if you take a look here, you have these little red dots. Those are your ribosomes. And our function of our ribosomes is to produce proteins, okay? So we have freely floating ribosomes, which you see here. They're freely floating in the fluid, which is all of the yellow background of this model. This is called the cytoplasm. The yellow background is the cytoplasm, and it has fluid called the cytosol. So they are freely floating in the fluid of the cytoplasm. Those are freely floating ribosomes. But if you take a look here, let's zoom in, and you can see that those red structures are attached to that blue membrane there. So this is ribosomes that are attached to a structure, and that structure is called the endoplasmic reticulum. You can see that it's found all over the cell, okay? So you see this blue structure here, that's the endoplasmic reticulum. You can also see blue structure here, the endoplasmic reticulum. But what's the difference here? Some have attached ribosomes, the little red structures on it, and then some don't, okay? So that means that this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum because the ribosomes are attached to it. As you feel it, it's rough. But here, this endoplasmic reticulum is without ribosomes, so it's called the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, okay? Then we have this big structure here, okay? This big red structure here, okay? And this is called the Golgi apparatus, okay? So the nucleolus that's inside the nucleus produces ribosomes. These ribosomes produce proteins, okay? They produce proteins. The endoplasmic reticulum, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, modifies and sorts those proteins and then sends those proteins to the Golgi apparatus. They're going to modify those proteins as well, and then they're going to sort them, package them up, and then distribute them to other places within the cell. You can see that these are the little vesicles that those proteins will be housed in and sent other places in the cell or sent out of the cell to go and have a physiological response somewhere else, okay? Pink structures that are adjacent to the nucleus are called centrioles. Centrioles, this region that they are in, are called the centrosome, but the two pink structures are called centrioles, and their function is to produce a mitotic spindle. Mitotic spindle that is going to be used for cell division in mitosis, during the process of mitosis, okay? Then we have these little orange structures. You can see they are all over the cell. They are very, very abundant. We have a lot of those, and those are the structures called mitochondria. They're going to generate our energy for us. They're going to generate ATP. ATP is short for adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate, okay? So those are your mitochondria. And the last two structures here you will see are this purple structure, this large purple structure, and then this very small yellow structure. The purple structure are lysosomes. Lysosomes are the structures within our cells that have digestive enzymes, and these digestive enzymes are going to destroy anything that enters the cell that will be harmful to it, or it's going to destroy any organelle that has been damaged or worn out. Okay, that's the function of your lysosomes. The yellow structures are going to be your peroxisomes. Peroxisomes are going to do the same thing as our lysosomes, but instead of having digestive enzymes, they're going to have oxidase enzymes. And their job is to destroy things that are toxic to the cell. Toxic such as the rays, the magnetic rays from X-rays, from sun rays, so ultraviolet light. They're going to destroy things such as that so that it won't damage our cells, okay, our free radicals. So that will be your peroxisomes, okay? So that is the cell. Thank you.